Emenes retired. He's gonna go to the military, and then he's gonna go become a vet. And before he, said he wanted to say some goodbyes to the Korean community. I guess it's on FM Korea. It's like their version of Reddit. And I guess he dropped a bomb. Now let's read. I'm gonna skip the short summary. No, I'll. You know what? I will actually read the summary because that's all there is. Okay. Fudge and Blabber don't practice. Wow, really? Okay. I'm not going to comment unless I absolutely know for a fact, but Fudge not practicing much kind of tracks with some of the stuff that I've heard from other players about him. Blabber not practicing is a little bit more surprising to me, but once again, I wasn't on the team and he was, so how would I know? I'm just spitballing. Even accounting for the bad solo queue environment, NA doesn't practice enough. They don't analyze replays of other regions or analyze solo queue from other regions. Ooh, interesting. Analyzing solo queue from other regions. That's essentially just watching like people stream VODs, right? Or if they're not streaming, I guess just downloading their shit off OPGG. That's pretty rare to want to do over analyzing pro games, but definitely everything that you can do that will help you improve. It's about the small percentages. So yeah, I actually agree with this as well. Still, I do think that people tend to just slack off and just do the bare minimum, and that's just like it's a loser's mentality. However, I don't know how I don't think it's so drastic as some people make it out to believe, that NA players are just super lazy. I just think you come from Korea. Everyone plays and breathes and thinks and watches League and theory crafts and talks to their teammates about League 16 hours a day. Now you go to NA, 10 hours a day, maybe even 8 hours a day. Well, that's pretty insane, right? Like when you listen to people coming to NA, Berserker, Core JJ, Impact, and Pyosik most recently, they come to NA and they're like, yeah, I really like the lifestyle here. What do you think that actually means, guys? It means that they don't practice as hard and grueling hours as you do in Korea, as what is normal in Korea. We are, yes, American League, NA League is lazy in comparison to Korea and China, and that's really ultimately what matters. But I do think people need to understand the big asterisk here, which is that I think most pro players are actually pretty hardworking. 10 hours a day. A lot of people do 12 to 14. Very, very few people are doing 16. And I think that is more normal over there. And that's why they're better. Part of the reason why they're better. Still, Fudge at least helped the team function by taking the brunt of one of the players' selfishness. Okay. So this is an Donezo Manifesto in every category. He's definitely saying some good stuff. LS not human, not sure what this means. Holy shit. Oh my god. This is a very spicy thing to say. Did LS respond? LS responds to Emenes. Okay, here we go. Try to find this. Here we go. Emenes versus LS. Traumatized Emenes so bad with my 2 tweets at him months ago. I even get a name reference today in his AMA. It's beautiful. I suppose I can now publicly say I am so sorry for everything you 3 had to deal with when engaging with this guy for over a year. Selfie, Flanellista, and Vagar V2. Interesting. So yeah, I mean, I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. I don't even know what he's trying to say about saying Ellis not human. Maybe he just thinks the guy's a complete hack. And they just, summarizing, just this dude's not human. He's brain dead, blah, blah, blah. Western League sucks. Not a spicy take. Best NA talent, Berserker inspired Jojopyun. Well, yeah. That's pretty fair. Best work ethic, Jojapyun, Yon, contract, academy players, and the players on Excel when I was there. I think he might be a little bit biased towards academy players, but okay. So he's saying that these are the players that work the hardest. Not 100% sure on that. I've played with many people who work extremely hard. I just don't think he knows. Like, I truly don't think he knows. You know, I'm gonna just remove everyone that I have like a long history with from the equation because people might think I'm super biased. But I joined 100 Thieves this last year, and I think Buzio has an amazing work ethic. Like, this guy grinds like the pro players did back in 2016. You know, when League was at its absolute highest point in LCS. I just don't think he knows who is doing what. And I think, like, yeah, it's just the stuff will only really spread by word of mouth, I guess. Okay, Patrick used to call Excel a prison, but still stayed there for some reason. Don't know anything about that. Sven is a hard worker, fought with him a lot, wouldn't want to play with him again, but I wish him success. Well, that's very mature of him to say that. Let's see here. Some extra. I didn't know the go back home thing was racist at the time. I'm sorry about that. I can definitely see things from his perspective on that one. Like, I'm gonna get some of the details wrong, but like, he got Spearshot, who is a European Pantheon player in his solo queue game in Korea, and he said, like, go back home, dog, or something like that. You know, like, I would say that's on the straight on like the average solo queue flame, and people saw, oh, you're so racist, and it's, you know, I guess it can be interpreted in a racist way, but I doubt that he meant it that way. It's more just like, dude, get the fuck off the server. And, you know, the other way that it can be interpreted is in a racist way. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get too into it. Maybe like I'll get fucking dragged into the mud for this, but I can understand how that moment where he's super mad, he flames somebody, which is not acceptable for a pro player. But it just meant like, dude, you're fucking griefing my game. Go back home. Some extra. Oh, I already read that. EU, cocky as fuck for how bad they are. So much politics except for a few who are genuinely nice, but they do work hard. Okay. NA, lazy as fuck because they know they won't get cut, but some of the newer players and Energy work really hard. Holy shit. He is going in. Sven has a very pro-like mindset. I know that much. That's a fact. Sven is a true professional. I wish Fate got the best. His mother cooked Korean food for me. That's very wholesome. Even more extra. Jack is an angel. A long post supposedly showing how after the T1 series, he wrote 30 pages of analysis on Discord of LPL and LCK VODs to prepare for the next game, and someone on the coaching staff basically ignored it and didn't read it at all. Yeah. That doesn't really do anything for me, guys. I think you know, there are many players that can get into that mindset and then write a lot of pages of analysis. But you know, just it really depends on what is being said, and if you need 30 pages to convey something, you're not really doing any of your team any favors. Like, I could write a 30-page analysis about my team, but who the fuck is going to read that, and how could that be turned into something actionable? I think someone that I heard this quote a long time ago that said it best. If you know what you're talking about, you don't need that much time to explain it simply. Basically, just to be concise, and you know, people who can explain complicated things in a condensed way understand it the best. I don't think it's a decent rule to think about. Rebuttal against H2K Rich says he almost never drinks, maybe once every 2 months. Oh, this is because there's a rumor that Emenes was showing up to scrims drunk in EU when he was on EU Academy. Says he doesn't like Europe because if your English isn't good, they give you shit. If you argue against them, they just label you toxic. Really? That's NA, not EU, in my opinion. If you aren't as good as an import, they shit on you on Discord in their own language. Says he wants to shout out Kryze, Finn, Marcoon, Patrick, Mickey X, Coach Nova, as they kept him from retiring and continue playing and was paid LCS minimum. Okay. Shout out to his XL boys. So, what does the community think about this? From Ellis is not human to I wish Fake out the best. His mother cooked Korean food for me. Yeah, it's a pretty big difference. Ellis not human didn't get any reaction from me until I read this comment. League chat just makes you numb to these kind of sentences. That's a fact. That's a fact. Don't even bat an eye when he says that. When he says Ellis is not human, that's a league player term. Basically, just says fucking don't like that guy. Hate that guy's opinions. Don't like him. That's what that means. I think outside of league, maybe that kind of statement is just absolutely completely unacceptable. I think maybe even in league that's completely unacceptable. But it's just like we're just numb because we fucking lived this shit for so long. Best NA talent: 2 imports in JoJopian. Okay, let's see. If I were afraid to be blamed, I would not type that chat. By the way, I didn't realize that chat was racism at that time. Sorry, guys. Oh, okay. So he's talking about that thing again. And Berserker came in and said, "Man, it's fiery." Berserker, I guess he does have a. Okay, so he does have a little 2 cents in here. Emenes truly is the most dedicated future veterinarian. I appreciate how he's willing to tank his entire esports career to fulfill his dream of taking care of dogs. I do agree. I think that this is probably like the point of no return, right? Because after this, he can't come back, and in a way, it probably feels a bit cathartic to just close that chapter for him and never be able to come back. That's just what it is, right? Like it's like, okay, well I'll just put it all on the table because this truly means there's no like going 180 on this decision. Let's see here. Impact in core worked really hard to change NA, but NA itself didn't want to change. Add energy to the work ethic list. No idea on how to get a pretty blonde girlfriend. Please message if you figure it out. Probably cut it out with the manifestos. Just my advice. Will be completely done with League after entering service. Okay. That's cool that he can just move on. Don't know who the strongest team will be in the new season. Probably C9 and TL. Okay. So he doesn't believe much in energy, I guess. EU greater than NA, probably. NA just doesn't practice enough. Considers himself the most knowledgeable at LoL and C9. Berserker comes second. Yeah. From what I understand, that's kind of delusional, but we'll move on. NA winning worlds, please wake up already. Okay, that's not delusional. That's pretty based. Opinion on best NA mid, everyone sucks. That's funny, but once again, I don't know about that. I think our best mid was JoJo and he didn't play. And yeah. Opinion on C9, he loved it. Okay, love you, bitch. Really tried his best. And he can feel the popularity of LCS has dropped. This shit was so mild, Link really set the standards too high. That is funny. I don't even think that what Link wrote in his manifesto was like that bad either. People should really go back and read it. It was pretty chill. It was kind of more like almost like a diary in some ways. Definitely not the like we meme it right now that this is his Donezo Manifesto, but like what Link wrote about me was completely true, and I regret the things that I did that harmed my teammates, myself, but I don't think anything that he wrote was like outrageous, basically. And I was a prime recipient of the manifesto. I just think like he just kind of just wrote out his thoughts, and it just ended up becoming a huge meme. Okay, so what's next, guys? Emenes Donezo Manifesto is done. T1 keeps its championship winning